The world of personal branding, the world of thought leadership, especially content creation, is broken because everyone wants to know the best times to post on LinkedIn. Everyone wants to know the best email subject line to use or the best practice to create a thumbnail. But no one really wants to solve more upstream problems. No one really wants to create a core message for their brand. So it seems like everyone wants to be a thought leader, but none of us actually want to create any original thoughts. But there are a few thought leaders and experts and consultants and founders who stand out from the crowd because they really ask themselves difficult questions and come up with a unique, compelling point of view. Today, we'll be talking about one of those experts whose name is Vikram Shetty. Full disclosure, Vikram is a client of mine. He's also a friend and a mentor. My name is Pranav, and I help founders, consultants, and experts create their unique point of view and then further help them create compelling content. Okay, so let's dig into Vikram's work and Vikram's case study. So Vikram Shetty is the ROI guy. He has published a white paper on how DEI consultants can get more leads by proving their ROI. So just right off the bat, his audience is very clear. His audience is very crisp, which is DEI consultants, diversity and inclusion consultants. He also has a podcast on ROI of DEI, and his products are also aligned with this point of view. So right off the bat, I think one thing that really stands out is how tightly everything is bound together with his one point of view, which is ROI of DEI. We'll jump into what this point of view is all about and what it looks like. But what I find really amazing or what blows away my mind is how well all of these moving pieces are bound together by a core compelling point of view, which, like I said, is the ROI of DEI. So where did it begin? At what point did Vikram realize that, okay, this is something that he can lean on? It's something that can become a core message of his brand. So we need to, as always, go back in time with our time machine. So essentially, it began with conversations. Vikram was on what we call a listening tour. A listening tour is essentially an initiative or a project that you undertake where you go on talking to your prospects and you try to understand their goals, their problems, what's keeping up at them at night, and you try to figure out in what way you can actually help them. Again, it goes to show why it's so important to talk to our prospects and not just live inside our head. Because yes, a point of view is very original to you. A point of view is your point of view, but it is not right to assume that it is like devoid of any contact with the outside world. If anything, it is heavily influenced by the prospects that we want to serve or the audience that we want to serve. In one particular conversation, when he was talking to a DEI consultant, a couple of things came up. The first thing that came up was that even though DEI consultants they help organizations with different initiatives, a lot of times data is missing. Whatever happened because of that initiative, in what way did it move the needle for the organization? What matrix actually changed? That data is not available in many cases, and in some cases data is available, but there is no way to really build smart insights based on that particular set of data. So these are a couple of points that came up during a specific conversation, which sort of made Vikram's ears stand up, I guess, because he felt there is something that can be pursued here. He felt this is important, and maybe there is something that he can latch on to. Because of the lack of data and insights, organizations were treating DEI as a nice to have initiative rather than one that drives business growth. Because DEI is a nice to have initiative and it's not driving business growth, it's not getting a lot of importance within the organization and it's not being taken seriously by different stakeholders, which is leading to this problem of prospects not becoming leads. So DEI consultants were struggling to get more leads simply because why would any prospect buy something which is merely a compliance checkbox for them? Why would any prospect buy an initiative that is just a nice to have, that I just want to show that okay, we are doing this, but there is no real business growth from this initiative? Why would anyone buy that? This again was something interesting, and this again felt like a problem worth solving. And it was a eureka moment for Vikram, sort of. A lot of times we think that this whole POV thing is when you are in the shower or when you're having a cup of coffee or you're doing something else, and then an angel comes down on you and then taps on your shoulder, and then immediately you have this insight. Well, in some cases it may be like that, but in a lot of cases this eureka moment is not really a movement, it is more of a journey, it is more of a process, it is accumulation of different movements. And even in Vikram's case, it was not really a movement, because after he tentatively got to know about this problem, he actually did some experiments of his own, he did some conversations, he went on a journey to explore this idea further, that is this really a problem, and in what way is this problem actually affecting DEI consultants. He had different conversations, he did online research and everything that he could. And very soon he realized that there's an overlap between this problem of ROI and the products that he sold. So he realized that, okay, he was not calling it the ROI of DEI yet, but he realized that, okay, he has a set of products, he has a certain set of beliefs, and there is a problem, which is that, okay, data insights is missing, and because of which DEI is just being treated as a nice to have initiative. And slowly, sort of, the puzzles began to fit, and he realized that, okay, why don't I connect this? Because this is like right up my alley. It's my all my business can be aligned with solving this one problem of ROI of DEI, which is when he stumbled upon his big idea, ROI of DEI, which essentially says that, okay, DEI initiatives don't have to be feel good initiatives. They don't have to be this compliance checkbox initiatives. They can be initiatives that can be aligned with the business results, with the return on investment, and they can actually be your competitive advantage, which would increase the buy-in from different stakeholders in the organization. But did it actually succeed? Did it resonate? Did this point of view actually resonate with the audience? So like I said, he wrote a white paper on this topic to gauge resonance, and that white paper has got around 250 plus downloads with 20 plus testimonials. He also has a podcast with 165 episodes already around the theme of ROI of DEI. Whatever products that he has, they're also around the theme of ROI of DEI. And the content strategy, if you check his LinkedIn, if you check his emails, you'll find that all of them are aligned with this particular point of view. Also in 2025 Jan, he started a micro study around the same topic, which has 100 plus participants as well. All of this to point out to a fact that, okay, there is some level of success, there is some level of resonance with this particular point of view. We keep coming back to the solar system content model. So for those who do not know about the solar system content model, it is essentially a way to organize all your content initiatives, because a lot of times we might create content that is not aligned with a singular point of view. We might create content that is all over the place. So we need a system which aligns all our content pieces to a singular mission, which we call as the sun, or the point of view. The planets are the different content pillars around this sun. So these are the supporting ideas which support your main point of view, the sun. And every planet will have different moons. All of these moons are essentially the representation or the expression of a particular planet. So every planet will have multiple moons. Every moon, for example, could be a LinkedIn post, could be an email. And thus we call it the solar system content model. So if we had to apply this to Vikram's business, it would look something like this. Again, this is my assessment. This is not something that I've taken from Vikram. Everything that I've done so far is my outlook. It's something that I have tried to make sense of. It's something that's coming from me and not from Vikram. The central theme, as always, is ROI of DEI. But if you look at all the content, they revolve around proving impact or storytelling or assessments or micro study, tools and frameworks, intersectionality, and so on and so forth. And then every content piece is then further divided into multiple moons, like I said. The 5-step big idea methodology, this is one methodology that seems to capture the overall narrative of how you can arrive at your point of view. I have created a video on this as well. If you are someone who wants to get started on their point of view, I recommend that you check out that video. I'll link it in the description. So let's see how Vikram's point of view maps out to the 5-step big idea methodology. The first step is the shared goal. We will talk about the goal that the audience wants to achieve. In Vikram's case, the audience of DEI consultants want to achieve the goal of helping organizations bring about a meaningful change while building a thriving business for themselves and also for the organizations. The status quo, well, organizations often treat DEI as either a compliance checkbox or a feel good initiative. And this status quo has problems with it, because once you start treating DEI as a compliance checkbox or a feel good initiative, stakeholders are demotivated, or stakeholders deprioritize the DEI initiatives, they underfund it. And that's why it becomes hard for DEI consultants to get leads, simply because it doesn't move the needle for a business. It's merely a nice to have initiative. The root here, the villain here that Vikram is attacking is that DEI is not a measurable business driver. DEI is not a feel good initiative. It can be something which can move the needle for a business. You can measure the ROI of DEI. And hey, I just happen to offer tools and products which help you measure the ROI of DEI. So as you can see, everything is beautifully coming together because of this one point of view. There's nothing that is misaligned. The products are aligned, the content strategy is aligned, the website messaging is aligned, LinkedIn is aligned, everything is aligned with one point of view. And using the stop and start framework that we use, stop compliance driven feel good DEI, start ROI driven DEI. Takeaways for us: a POV is the foundation of your content, your marketing, and also your business. Talk to your clients. Like I said, your POV or a point of view is not something that you just cook up in your head. It's also something that you validate by talking to your clients. You take feedback from them and go all in at least for a while. So what I've learned from Vikram also is that once you pick something, you have to really test it out. You cannot give a half-hearted effort. So go all in at least for a while, see if it is resonating or not. And if it is not, then come back. But give it a fair shot. All right. So that's it. I hope this helps you and inspires you to create your own unique point of view, because I'll tell you what, it will be absolutely beneficial for your business. It would change everything that you do. Thank you.